Democratic leaders in Sacramento unveiled their proposal for a new congressional map that could give their party more seats. Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us. I'm Marcella Lee.
And I'm Steve Price. In tonight for Carlo Cicchetto. Governor Gavin Newsom says California is redrawing its congressional map in response to Republicans in Texas redrawing their lines. CBS 8's Alex Cheney joins us now live with those details and the deadline happening this week. Alex.
Yeah, Steve, California state legislators are actually in Sacramento right now talking about this, deciding if they're going to push this through by that deadline coming up on Friday. Meanwhile, in Texas, much of the same thing. After a 2-week break, the Democratic members of the Texas state legislature are back, deciding the fate of their redistricting process.
They want to rig these elections, and they want the power that gerrymandering provides, because they know what Donald Trump knows. He's going to lose.
On Friday, California Governor Gavin Newsom released this proposal for California to redraw its congressional districts. It would give Democrats 5 additional seats in Congress to combat the plan by Texas Republicans to add 5 seats of their own.
We should never allow the politicians to manipulate the lines of their own election districts.
Republican California Assemblyman Carl DeMaio says Newsom is trying to rush his Election Rigging Response Act through the state assembly by Friday to put redistricting on the November 4th special election ballot. California currently picks its district lines through the state's Independent Citizen Redistricting Commission. The bill would temporarily give that power back to the California legislature to choose its own lines.
The governor's basically asking Californians, do we think it's more important to stop a coalescing authoritarian president, or do we think it's more important to maintain our independent districting thing?
Gerrymandering is a term first used by Boston newspapers in 1812 for the redistricting of Massachusetts. Because of the changes, incumbent Governor Elbridge Gerry lost his next election, and the term was named after him. Governor Newsom has vowed that any measure to overhaul the districts in California would only be triggered if Texas moves ahead.
The next step to watch for is if the redrawing bill is passed by this Friday, the 22nd. If it is, then voters will have the chance to redistrict parts of California coming up in the special election on November 4th. Reporting live, I'm Alex Cheney, CBS 8.